White House warned that Russia was preparing for sham referenda in these areas, not just in the east, Luhansk and Donetsk, but also in the south, around Kherson, for example, which is quite a long way away from the fighting on the Eastern Front, but is nevertheless occupied and has been taken by Russian troops. And Zaporizhia as well, which is a bit more inland. These four regions could become the next areas after Crimea to face these sham referenda and be annexed by Russia after some sort of vote to suggest that they want to do that.
Ukraine's First Lady, Olena Zelenska, addressed Congress today, making a rare personal appeal as the wife of a foreign leader for the United States to provide Ukraine with air defense systems as the Russian invasion of Ukraine enters its 6th month. It sounds like it was quite an emotional occasion.
Yes, it was. It was in the same auditorium in Congress that her husband addressed by video link just a few weeks into the war, when again Congress members of Congress from the Senate and House of Representatives came together to hear an appeal, basically for weapons and for help. And I think it was the emotion was obviously heightened because just before that clip you were playing, she detailed a number of different families that were destroyed or torn apart by Russian bombs and bullets, together with photographs of the people who were killed or maimed in the attacks. And she very much made her appeal as not necessarily a first lady of a country, the first lady to address a joint meeting of Congress like this, but it really as a wife and a mother and a daughter as well. You know, a lot of elderly people have also been victims of the Russian attacks. And she sent them off really, I think, really wanted to put Ukraine back in people's heads because, of course, inflation and the economy has been dominating in the last few weeks over here, not least because of the American sanctions and reaction to Ukraine, of course, setting off the high petrol prices. But she wanted to make an appeal as mother to mother or to sister to sister to those people watching before they went off for their summer holiday. And she made clear that it was obviously a regular part of the cycle that people go off on their summer holidays. They might forget about work for a bit. But in Ukraine, she was thinking, would her son be able to go back to school? Would her daughter be able to go to start university as a normal student? And she couldn't answer her children these questions, and ended up by saying, we need the air defense systems to enable us to get back to something like normal life.
Yeah, because we've had these comments from Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov saying that Russia's military focus in Ukraine is no longer only the east of the country, suggesting that it is going to have to change its strategy. And we just know that Ukraine has repeatedly said how dependent it is on that more sophisticated weaponry, in particular the air defences, which it's getting from the United States largely.
Well, yeah, and at a huge cost. I think America has spent around or sent weaponry and training for weaponry worth around $9 billion, and altogether around $50 billion worth of economic support to keep the country going, and humanitarian aid and other assistance. So it is a huge cost for the American economy, and of course, it is weighing on inflation. And you're right that just yesterday, in fact, the White House warned that Russia was preparing for sham referenda in these areas, not just in the east, Luhansk and Donetsk, but also in the south, around Kherson, for example, which is quite a long way away from the fighting on the Eastern Front, but is nevertheless occupied and has been taken by Russian troops. and Zaporizhia as well, which is a bit more inland. These 4 regions could become the next areas after Crimea to face these sham referenda and be annexed by Russia
Yeah.
after some sort of vote to suggest that they want to do that.